Hello everybody and welcome to 10-Minute Reviews. I'm Jason.
And I'm Amy.
And we are bringing you another author review, well, another book review. And this is once again going to fall into the sci-fi category. Please hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. Well, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Please comment if you have any suggestions on books. We honestly, I read 3 or 4 books a day. On a really bad day, I might just read one, but for the most, I probably read 12 to 15 books a week minimum. So yeah, if you've got a book you'd like for us to check out, let us know. We're more than happy to do so. Otherwise, let's go into today's book. So today's book it's an older book. It won some awards. It's really well regarded within the sci-fi community. Its sequel's not so much, but it's definitely an older book. This was written in the 70s, I believe. It's called The Forever War. The Forever War by Joe Haldeman. And it follows the main character, William, and a few other side characters as they join the military, basically. Now, this is in the future, notional future, where we have developed things such as faster light travel and things along those lines. But it's called the whole premise of it is very, very interesting. Now, again, this is written in the 70s, so it would have there were different social times, social customs, and social views back then, and especially what they would project as their idea of the future. But the fact that it's the Forever War boils down, oddly enough, to the science of it, because the way their space travel works is they basically almost like fall through a wormhole, which is, I believe, near the star's gravity well. So when they go somewhere, they have to use regular drives, I think fusion or something like that, nuclear or whatever, and get as fast as they can, go at like 3-4 gravity acceleration for months at a time to get to high percentages of the speed of light for months, to get to the gravity well, to then fall down through the gravity well to whatever star they're going to. And then, of course, the planet isn't right there. So now, once again, the acceleration up to high percentages of the speed of light to get for months to get to the planet that the battle is going to be at, or something along those lines. Well, here's the thing. What happens when you go closer and closer to the speed of light? You go faster, what goes slower? Time. So it's called the Forever War because these soldiers, time passes them by. He gets drafted into, or he joined, I can't remember if he joined or got drafted, but society is basically failing, overcrowded, money issues, almost everybody's in poverty, barely able to eat, getting food credits, stuff like that. Military is about to on the way out. But let's say her and I join the military. We go to basic training together. We even end up in the same unit. So we ship out to our first fight. We spend a few weeks or a few months in battle after months of travel, multiple months of travel, and then we get sent back to Earth, and it's now 35 years later. Our friends on Earth are 35 years older. At my age, that means they're dead.
Mine, that just means they don't remember me.
Our family's older. Society is completely changed. As things progress, society really changes. And now, let's say, okay, great, you've finished your first fight, first battle. You've been now reassigned to X Brigade. But X Brigade is now shipping out to this battle over here. 2 months later, I'm shipping out to this battle over here. By the time her enlistment ends, maybe she's fought 2 other battles, gone through a couple other units, and it's maybe 90 years later to Earth time. But to me, because I'm traveling at different times, traveling different lengths at these percentages of the speed of light, maybe my enlistment's only halfway done. Maybe by the time my enlistment ends, hers has been over to her perception of time by 50, 60 years. So everything keeps changing. Every time they go out to a battle, when they come back to Earth, everything is different. And even their friends, they're being able to maintain friendships and relationships within the military. Once you get assigned to different units, it's basically impossible. So that's why he called it the Forever War. Spoilers ahead. So if you're not interested in spoilers, hit the like and subscribe buttons right now. Turn this video off and go read the Forever War. It is absolutely incredible. If you're sticking around, that means you're still interested in some of the spoilers. So I'm not going to go over like the battles and stuff like that because they're not important to the book. The book was really just based around this time differential and how it can affect the characters. I mean, the character, when he hit the end of his enlistment, went back to Earth, and everything had changed so much after a certain amount of time. He was like, screw this, and he just rejoined for another tour. But again, 70s when it was written. So some of the things that were very interesting, one of the things from the very get-go, the military basically had a policy in place that basically it was the law basically of sexual availability if you're female. So they'd go to they'd deploy to like a space station somewhere, and there's like 2 women in the unit, and these guys haven't seen women in like 6 months. Well, there was a very long train being run. And then as time was going by on Earth, every time there's like these time jumps, one of the things that Haldeman kind of, I guess, predicted for society or something, is that society eventually mandates homosexuality, almost as a form of population control or something like that, to where they actually, a lot of societies now run by AIs and robots that are actually in control of society, and homosexuality is mandated to the point where they actually they will actually edit your brain and your personality to enforce it if you are not already leaning that way, to the point where now the average person looks at heterosexual activity as disgusting and obscene. Right, you're aberrant. You're just out there. And because we've got things like cloning and test tube babies and stuff like that, there's no need for heterosexual activity at all anymore. And what gets very interesting is that rule of sexual availability applies to both genders. So this guy that joined, by Earth time 150 years ago, by his time 6 years ago, was straight, and now he's in a society where homosexuality is mandated, and he is by law, by military law, got to be available. So it's interesting. That's an interesting, just a view of how he thought society was going to progress, and it got to a point where once he's gone further enough, because technology increases as well. He goes out to fight this battle. His time, in his point of view, only 9 months passed. He comes back and 50 years passed on Earth, and technology has gone up. So again, you get to that mental remapping and stuff like that. And now they're starting to colonize. And his friends and the brief relationship he had, which also sexual relationships in the military are difficult when you know that she's by law available to everybody.
Everybody, we mean
everybody. So they've scattered out all over the place, but they've decided they all decided they wanted to finish their enlistment and go colonize somewhere. Those that had been mentally rewritten to be homosexual decided to get themselves mentally rewritten back to heterosexuality, because for these colonies, natural breeding is encouraged to increase the population, whereas population control on Earth is not. But he figures he's going to go colonize by himself, because they actually his friends all got out at different times, so much different amount of time will have passed from each of their own perceptions. So when he goes to the ship out planet, the planet where he gets out of the military and then is gonna travel to wherever he decides he wants to colonize. He goes to their favorite bar and actually has a message from them where they all got together and pooled their money and bought the cheapest, most rundown spaceship they could. And they did the math to calculate just a slingshot out and back at whatever percentage of speed of light to where they're going to arrive back as he is, and they're all going to be roughly the same age, so now they can all travel too. So it's a pretty cool ending. But
That's good.
the Forever War, it's just it makes you think. It has just so many just cool things. And again, this guy wrote this in the 70s, and it's a very, very well known book. The sequels, again, not so much. So yeah, thank you guys, thank you everybody for watching. Again, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. Comment if you got any books you want us to read or talk about, or authors. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye now.